At 2 p.m. I know we're starting about 4 minutes late. We've got Visit Baltimore, the Convention Center, and the Hilton Hotel. I'm joined by Councilman Bill Henry from the 4th District,
Thank you, Mr.
Councilman Ed Reisinger from the 10th District, and Vice Chair of the Committee, Councilman Leon Pinkett from the 7th District. Staff to the committee, Marguerite Curran is to my immediate right, and we'll have representatives from the Council President's and the Mayor's office joining us very shortly. Let's start with Visit Baltimore. For folks that are testifying, please be sure to speak into the microphone because this is being streamed live. So if I politely interrupt you, it's because you're not speaking into the mic. Go ahead, Al.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
And one last thing, I'm sorry. If you could keep your presentations to somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 to 8 minutes apiece, that would be greatly appreciated. And we're joined by Councilwoman Shannon Sneed from the 13th District.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, Mr. Vice Chair, and other council members. Al Hutchinson, President and CEO of Visit Baltimore. Thank you for the opportunity to share with you our brief budget presentation. As you all know, we are the 501c6 nonprofit that's been designated to promote and sell the city of Baltimore, as well as selling the Baltimore Convention Center. And as per state law, we are part of the hotel lodging tax, where we receive 40% of that and 60% comes to the city. And our primary mission is to really generate economic impact through visitation or through tourism, both leisure and convention visitation and business travel. You have our outcomes and outputs for FY18 on the slide there. And I just wanted to mention to you, since assuming this position a little more than 6 months ago, we're really focused on doing a lot of market research, and for the very first time, our organization is going to go through a strategic visioning process beginning in June, and we're going to do a 5 to 7 year strategic plan where we're going to look at redeploying our markets, really focusing on where the key target markets for Baltimore City. And we're going to take an overall look at our strategy moving forward, and we want to make sure we're in lock sync with our hotel and lodging industry and our attraction industry and the restaurant tours. And so that's an exciting process we will go through and will be completed of December of this year. So we're going to be really looking at proactively where we go with our sales efforts, our marketing efforts, both in leisure sales and tourism sales. We're going to really be focused on that, as well as in our diversity sales efforts. So really, with that said, I just really wanted to thank the council for all the support you all have provided us with our FY18 budget preparation. Our team is really looking at how to deploy our resources. So we're at the preliminary stages of that. But again, I just want to thank the council for all the support you all have given us.
Thank you, Al. Convention Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Claire Copsey, Deputy Director of the Convention Center. Thank you for having us today. Our budget is submitted via Mr. Klein's office. The only difference this year in our amounts is a contract payment for Veolia, which is was an upgrade of our chilled water plant in the Convention Center. Other than that, we're going to run estimated at probably an $8.6 million deficit, 2/3 of that which is covered by the state of Maryland.
Got it.
Do you have any questions? Can I answer anything specific for you?
We're going to do questions at the end.
Okay.
And now we're going to do questions for Visit Baltimore and Convention Center. Colleagues? All right.
You guys were just here a little while ago and gave us a pretty good briefing on what you're doing, so thanks. Good job.
Well, thank you as a council. We really appreciate your support.
You can get BronyCon back. That'd be great.
Thank you as well. Oh, they're coming.
We're working on it.
All right, let's move to the hotel.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, Bill Cole, President of the Baltimore Development Corporation, Chairman of the Baltimore Hotel Corporation. This is the first time I've seen this slide, and Councilman Henry is pointing out a typo in there. It is not 290 million. I can't read it up here. It's an annual savings through a refunding of approximately $6 million a year in debt service. So please make certain that that gets corrected. Beyond that, the hotel is home to 430 employees, 75% of whom live in the city of Baltimore. It's roughly 323 Baltimore City residents that are employed at the Baltimore Hilton, and it is a union hotel. We are completing right now what is known as a refunding, which in a traditional mortgage terms is a refinancing, to ease the debt service obligations to the city. We're in the final stages of that and should have the entire project closed by the end of the month of June. Again, it should net about $6 million a year in savings in debt service to the city. The bonds will be refinanced out 30 years from the date of the closing, but the overall obligation to the city is actually decreasing slightly.
Bill, what's the total sum and cost savings to the city over the life of that?
We're estimating it right now, the present value savings at $60 million.
60?
Yeah, 59.2 million.
Thank you. Councilman Henry?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon. So I got to tell you, I was really excited for just a split second there at the prospect of $304 million.
I have no idea where that slide came from.
I was thinking we can really address a number of problems. You're saying it's going to really be more like 6.
Annually.
Annually.
The debt service savings to the overall debt service savings are projected at 5.9 million annually.
Now, the 5.9. So the finance department is, for lack of a better term, I'm going to use banking, 2.1 million of that as savings in terms of what they're budgeting. And so my question is, how much of the other 3.8 is going back into being reinvested in the hotel, in operations, and in some type of capital? What's the other 3.8?
So I will have to get back to you specifically, but there are continual upgrades that are required at the hotel. One of the primary drivers for the refunding was to give some relief so that we did not have to even consider dipping into the citywide hotel and occupancy tax to cover the debt service costs. I think it's important to note the hotel performance is actually quite good.
Right.
It's the debt service obligations that can be crippling. So this provides some relief. We used favorable terms right now. It's a great time to do a refinancing. So we got much better terms, and we're able to smooth the debt over a 30-year period. And there are savings, absolutely savings, that further protect the city so that we don't have to even consider touching the citywide HOT, which is the backup for the debt service.
Okay. All right.
Frankly, every penny saved needs to be plowed back into the reserve funds and to the furnitures, fixtures, and equipment fund, because you have to upgrade a hotel optimally every 5 years. I think right now we're in year 8. So we're starting one right now to upgrade the rooms.
So you're going to send details to the committee, but for now we're going to just say that the other 3.8 is going into the reserve fund for fixtures. Okay.
This was a necessary step in order to reduce the overall debt service of the property, but really we need the money to plow back in.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mr. President?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon to all my friends over there. I just want to commend the board, which I'm a member of, for restructuring the debt. You know, I was out there saying that we need to sell the hotel, not knowing all the nuances that was entailed with that. But I feel very confident now that we're on the right track, and if we can get people to believe that Baltimore is safe, I think we're going to see a great increase in our tourism. So as we work with our Baltimore City Police Department and this council and the mayor to try to do something about the crime rate in Baltimore, I think it's going to pay great dividends for us, and I think our hotel will start seeing a greater amount of room stays and room nights there. So I just want to be on the record as saying, since I was so critical of the hotel, and I voted against it because I didn't think the city should be in the hotel business, but with the restructuring of the debt and what's going on with Visit Baltimore, new leadership, and all that stuff, and BDC doing all they can to make sure that we keep this hotel afloat. I'll just say kudos to you.
Mr. President, thank you. And in fact, you deserve much of the credit when we had this conversation more than a year ago and you raised the possibility of selling the hotel. Once we started that exercise, determined that refunding was the most viable alternative, led us to this path. So we appreciate you. For those of you who don't know, the President is a very active and engaged board member and is certainly very well aware of the importance of the hotel and has been tremendous in helping guide us to this point. So thank you.
And Mr. President, if I could just add my thanks to you as well for your support, and I just want to go on record as saying that our team at Visit Baltimore is working very closely with the sales team at the Hilton to make sure we're delivering more and better business to not only to the Hilton but to the entire city of Baltimore.
Thank you.
Colleagues, anyone else? We're good. Al, it's been an absolute pleasure to work with you. Glad you're here in Baltimore, and of course working with Allison and the convention center and the hotel. Thank you guys very much. We're going to go into recess. We will be back at 2 p.m. for housing. That will include housing and community development, Live Baltimore, and Department of Planning.